Coming up, another 40 days of lockdown in London at least, plus tough new rules for travellers flying into the capital from COVID hotspots. Tonight, the lockdown just got longer. Also ahead, new rules for anyone flying into London from COVID hotspots. We have the details plus. Good evening. It was the news we were all dreading to hear, but today the Prime Minister made it crystal clear that lockdown in the capital will be extended. Boris Johnson hopes for a gradual and phased relaxation of coronavirus measures from the 8th of March at the earliest. He also said schools will stay closed to most children until that date, leading to more frustration for parents who are currently homeschooling. Also announced earlier, new rules on those flying into the capital from COVID hotspots. We'll have more detail on that in a moment. But first, Rags Martel reports on another 40 days and 40 nights in lockdown. Oh, Rags, so perhaps inevitable the lockdown is extended, but also bad news today for anyone trying to fly into the capital from those high-risk countries.
That's right, 11 months. So what's being introduced is a mandatory 10-day quarantine from anyone travelling in from these so-called red lists.
Next tonight, HS2 protesters have been living in a campsite outside Euston Station since April, but today the operation to remove them was sped up. It comes after demonstrators revealed they are hoping to delay the £106 billion project with a 100-foot wartime-looking tunnel, which is hidden inside one of their tents. HS2 responded by sending in bailiffs, as our political correspondent Simon Harris reports. A teenager has been arrested on suspicion of murder after a 15-year-old boy was stabbed in Islington. The charity has highlighted the severe strain NHS staff are facing right now as they try to cope with the crisis on the front line. Duty for Care say they've seen an 88% increase in the number of workers who are calling them for urgent help with their mental health in the last month alone. But since the first wave almost a year ago, the therapy sessions they offer to medics have now tripled. Martin Stew reports. Well, at one London hospital, efforts to improve the well-being of staff is already underway. Bosses at the Royal London are now using a police dog called Dexter to try to raise spirits and some smiles on the struggling wards. Nithya Rajan is there for us this evening, and I believe you're with Dexter, Nithya. Indeed, Nithya and Dexter, thank you. Still to come, another dog story. Come home. But first, an asylum seeker who's living in government hotel accommodation in Earl's Court has been telling ITV News how he feels residents are being kept there like criminals in prison. The man says the contracted company and the Home Office are ignoring their emotional distress over poor living conditions and inadequate food supplies. Well, the Home Office says it is unaware of any complaints. Ria Chatterjee reports. Today is Holocaust Memorial Day. It marks the genocide of millions of Jews and other minorities during the Second World War at the hands of the Nazis. Ziggy Schipper and Manfred Goldberg were young boys when they met at a concentration camp. After being liberated, they came to the UK and remained firm friends. Both in their 90s now, the horrors of what happened back then are still fresh in their memories they shared today with the Duchess of Cambridge via video call. Our senior correspondent, Phillips, reports. Sally is here. Now, it seems to have warmed up a bit from last weekend with all that snow.
Yes,
it
has. It is.
And finally, the search for a missing dog in Epping Forest is gathering pace after celebrities joined the campaign to help find her. Cookie, an 18-month-old whippet, vanished after chasing a herd of deer there 8 weeks ago. But despite the time that's passed, her family, who've been searching for her daily, believe there is still hope after several sightings. Chloe Keedy has the story. Oh, let's hope she comes home soon. And that is it for now. I'll be back with the latest after ITV News at 10. Coming up, Mary with the ITV Evening News. But from me and the rest of the London team, bye-bye. Take care.